Hello everybody, I'm Delphine from JustDelphineKnit and welcome to my podcast. Welcome if it's your first time and welcome back if it's the I don't know how many is time you're watching. Give me a thumbs up or maybe no, I would really like you to subscribe to my channel because it not only makes me really happy if I get a subscription extra, it also helps me improving this channel. So please, if you like my channel, subscribe. First of all, I want to say that it's I think it's a strange time currently. We're just coming from a pandemic, and now with the complete situation in the world, it's really strange. But just as the other podcasters, I just want to have I just want to create a place on the internet to have like some knitting and yeah, a space where you can have a relaxation and which is good for your mental health. So I hope that I can give that to you and that you understand that I will post this video. So first of all, as usual, I will start with what I'm wearing, which is this hand knitted sweater. I don't know exactly how old it is, but I have knitted this with a pattern from one of my mom's magazines. My mom has a bunch of magazines in a drawer, so I don't know which one I have taken for that. I do know that the yarn is Annel Malmedy. Annel Malmedy is 100% superwash wool, and it's a Belgian brand actually. The wool isn't Belgian, but the brand is. And I really like using it. It's affordable. It has a lot of colors. So yeah, I really like that. You might have seen the yarn before in previous podcasts because recently I have made, I think, 3 hats out of it until now since I'm podcasting. So you will have seen it before. But it's really a yarn that I like. This has cables, so it goes all the way up and then it crosses. I really like knitting cables because then you see your work grow, which is really nice. So yeah, I will knit more cables in the near future, as you will see later. I will first start as usual with my finished objects. I only have 2, but well, it's better than nothing. I will start with this. In my previous episode I already had 1 sock and now I have 2. These are socks for my husband, the first toe pair ever. This is in self-strapping yarn from Lang Yarns. They are both identical and they're really long because I needed a dark green at the toe and a dark green on top. So, sorry, my foot itches. So they're really long. What would I change next time? I would just slightly decrease the foot length because it stretches by wearing. I have noticed for my husband, he wears his socks sometimes in a strange way. So I think it might be his foot, but they stretch during wearing, so I will just make them slightly smaller next time. These have been worn twice already and they start pilling a bit. You can see here, I think. I don't know if it's the yarn or if it's normal or if it's the husband. So I will have to get to know more about both yarn, husband and socks. Because this is the same yarn type as I use for his socks for Christmas. They pill as well, but I haven't used this type of yarn for myself, so I can't say if it's normal for the yarn or not. So yeah. Concerning the pattern is from a book called Sokken breien. This is a Dutch book that yeah, has both from cuff down and toe up. This is a toe up one. I'm not sure that I did it correctly, the toe, because it's really badly explained. The complete book is badly explained actually. I would not recommend the book. It has a lot of different options, the book, so if you are experienced or a little bit experienced or you want to look a lot on the internet for extra tutorials, I think this might be the right book for you. But I'm like, if I use a book, I don't want to look on the internet. Like, it's the one or the other. So I really don't like it. The heel is from another magazine. So it's a magazine from Punto 34 that also has little movies, but there are QR codes in the book. So it's really much easier to connect internet and book with each other than just have to do wide search on the internet. So yeah, but they were finished in time to be my February socks, so I'm happy with them. As you will see, I think socks is the main theme for today. My other, oops, I'm stuck in some yarn. My other finished object is actually accidentally, because this is something I will use to take a hot lid of my pants. It was actually meant to be a headband, but I didn't have enough yarn, and then I threw it there, and I noticed that I liked it as such. This is the wrong side of a broken rib pattern, and I just sewn it together, and this is what it is actually. So it's a really fast thing, but now yeah, I don't have that ball of yarn anymore, so my stash got smaller and I'm happy. That's all for finished objects, and now I'm going to whips. And the reason I don't have that much finished objects is because my main whip is this Farfa top I'm testing for the Knit Purl Girl. And I'm actually really enjoying it. In the beginning I had to get used to the yarn, and it's on 3.5mm needles, so this will take me over 2 months to knit, but I love it. And like the very first time I saw this pattern on Sophie in a podcast of the Hive Knits and Nadders, I really loved and I wanted to have it, and now that I'm in the testing team, I'm really happy. So what do I like? Especially it's a really nice yarn. It's pure silk from Knitting for Olive, which I like. Then the sleeves are huge. I have these sleeves. They have a hand sewn hem, which takes ages to do, but it's fun because we can do it in a team in the group chat on Instagram. It's a nice group to do this together. So yeah, it's really nice to motivate each other and to slightly complain and curse on Sophie because it's just such a big job. But on the other hand, it's also really nice to do and to have the result in the end. So yeah, especially after a while you get the hang out of it, and then it goes faster. So I have until the end of the month to finish this, and I'm pretty hopeful that I will finish next week, because I only have to do a small part of the body. I will just show you my marker from last time and show you what I have done since then, which is a huge part. Then I have to do the hem of the body, which will take ages, but I can just do this in front of a television. And then it's the neckline that has to be finished, and of course blocking and sewing in the hems, the threads, I'm sorry. So I think this will take me another few days or a week to finish it completely, but I should be able to finish this by the end of the month and then have it ready on time for the test deadline. So I'm really happy with how it's going so far. I will post a picture of me, or a movie maybe, of me wearing it as a whip, and then you will see why I love it so much. So that is my whip that has gotten the most attention, I think, but I do have some others because I like to alternate. Next one is also from the Knit Purl Girl. It is my Biella. I haven't made really a lot of progress, like a few centimeters on the body. And then I did buy cable stoppers, which are here, sorry, for my Haya sets. And so I could switch to the sleeves, of which I did 1 centimeter, so it's not a lot. It's 2x2 rib, and that takes ages to do, but I'm hopeful I will finish by October. So I will just continue working on this during the summer, and then I will have it finished by October. It's a knit that will take a long time, but it's also timeless, so I will able to wear this in the following years without feeling that it has a year on it. So I'm really happy. Other whips is sock time. It's my very first time I'm knitting socks magic loop. This is my March pair. It's a really happy color. I will just show it a little bit closer. It's from Lang Yarns, so this will be actually the yarn that can tell me if it's the husband causing the pilling or the yarn. So yeah, this is a pattern I'm using from the online breicampus from Mirjam Molenbeek. It's a subscription I have for online lessons for knitting, actually. Well, tutorial knitting. And yeah, I like it. The reason I'm using or I'm trying this one now is because starting from the 18th of March, we will do a knit along for an extra pair of socks, which has this as a basic. So I wanted to make sure that I have the size right, etc. I'm almost finished with the foot, so I should be able to finish this sock, I think, tonight. And I hope to finish the second one next week, because I have a lot of knitting plans for socks this month, as you will see. I just have to transfer a bit of yarn everywhere, because I'm in the middle of all my yarn and whips. This is another one, another sock, which I don't show in my Dutch podcast because it's my husband's Christmas present for 2022. And as you can see with the progress marker, last time I was just before the heel, and now I have finished one sock. I still have to start the second sock, but I have time. Christmas isn't around the corner yet, so yeah. This is yarn, Tokyo yarn from Katia, that I like to use for myself. I have one pair that I have made for myself in January, and I'm still like, I think I wear them once a week. I really love them. So I just want my husband to feel the same. So this is for him. What I have next, another whip, a sweater whip. It's my single malts. I will just show you the progress since last time with my progress keeper. It's not a lot, and I think I know the solution. I will switch needles. These are needles from Drops, cheap ones, metal cheap ones. And they're really uneven at the tip, and they stick to my hands, they stick to the yarn, and I don't like them. It's the proof that cheap needles isn't a good idea. So please, if you think that your favorite needle is more expensive, I would say just save for a more expensive needle, because this is so frustrating. I don't knit at it a lot. I just do like 2 rounds and then I quit, which isn't fun because I don't make really big progress. So I will put my symphonies on this to make sure that I enjoy it more. So I hope to be able to show you next time more progress on this one. And next I have one more whip to show you, which is the start of a cowl for my husband. I only have the border done. It's in Annel Malmedy. As you know, it's a favorite yarn. It's one of my favorite yarns. So it will have cables and color work combined with green, as he has in his hat. I will show you a picture of the hat. So yeah, it's just a project I will like, I guess, because it's cables and color work, and both things are really engaging. And he could use an extra cowl because he likes to wear those things, and I would like to have him a matching set. So that is all I have to say about the progress I've made. As you can see, I only made a lot of progress on my Farfa. It's on small needles, and it's really busy at work, so I don't have a lot of time, but and it will not get better the first weeks, but I enjoy it, and that's what counts, I think. So now up to knitting plans, and it's sock time. First off, I have this old, really old yarn. It's Ursula sock yarn. I was gifted this by my aunt. She gifted me a lot of yarn. It's way too much to show you today, so I won't show you everything now. I will just show you what I will use. And this is this type of yarn. It's a sock yarn. And it's polyacryl, wool, and polyamide, so nylon. It's definitely not a natural sock yarn, but it's a sock yarn. I will use this for the test knits from the spring, for the spring bloom socks. I can't remember the design, and I'm so sorry, but I will put the name here so that you can look for it. It's light gray, so I think it will be fine for this. And I'm really looking forward to it. It has some lace. It will be the very first lace knitting in Soxx. So I'm really looking forward to try this, and I should be able to cast this on during the weekend or shortly after the weekend. So I'm looking forward to my first ever lace sock. So this is the second pair of socks I want to finish this month. I should only finish one sock before the beginning of April. So I always choose test knits, which don't give really strict deadlines. So I think one sock is definitely feasible, but I would love to have a second sock because then I can wear it. With one sock you can't. So that's that. And then the second plan for socks is this. This is a really nice minty green. It's lazy linen, I'm sorry, from Kremke. So it's lazy linen, which means it's wool and linen instead of nylon. It's quite a thin sock yarn. I have bought this at Julia in Antwerp. It's a small shop in Antwerp in the Nationalestraat, and they wind up the yarn if you ask them for free. So it's really nice that they do this. I can't show you a really nice skein, but I really like the fact that I have this and I can just start straight away. I will use this for the online breicampus, in which we will make a sock with a pattern in it. So it's cables, I think, and something else. We will start the 18th of March, but you can just do it a little bit later as well. So if I didn't have time then, I can just do it at the beginning of April. But I really want to cast this on and have the knit along in our knitting group. So I'm looking forward to maybe my third pair of socks, although I think it will be for April. And then another one for April, because most likely, oops, it's here. Most likely I won't be filming before the beginning of April. And this Meilenweit from Lana Grossa is the yarn that I will use for the April socks for my husband. It's thicker than normal socks, so I will use a DK pattern from the Crazy Sock Lady for this, which should mean that I can finish this quite fast and have time for my other socks. I have thought about it. No, my husband just lost this yarn. He noticed this in my stash because it's a stash yarn, and he really likes Tweedy yarns. So yeah, that's a win-win, I would say. So I will definitely keep you updated about this as well. That's everything for socks. Then I can only show you a little swatch because the cone is downstairs, because I'm making a ball of yarn of it to hold it double. But this is, I'm just trying to get it right. This is the Holst Coat, which is a combination of cotton and merino. It's held double and it's really soft. I like it. This has been washed, that's why I made this little swatch to know how it would behave in the washing machine on a wool program. And it's really bloomed and it's so soft. It's next to skin soft even, I think. So I would really like to make a no-frills sweater out of this. But I first want to finish a few things before I do that. So I won't be on time for the cone along from Rebecca, but I am definitely inspired by her because she uses cones and makes a no-frills sweater. But I didn't use cones from, or didn't order cones from Woolly Knit because it's a UK brand, and then you have a lot of customs to pay. And I don't like to pay for customs. I'd rather pay for yarn, I think. And Holst is Danish, and then I can just only have the shipping, which was fine as well. I think because it was under 2 kilograms, it was quite fine for shipping price. So yeah, I'm happy to use it, and I'm looking forward to that. So I only have one more project. Actually, yeah, it's this one. This is also stash. It's a Ricoh yarn. I have made a scarf out of it, and I have some leftovers. I have 3 of these balls, so I should be able to have enough to make a headband. Finally making a headband for myself. I even have a pattern which is from Petite, and it's actually a brioche pattern. I have never done brioche before, but I think like such a small pattern would be easy, or well, maybe not easy, but would be great to learn it. So I'm really looking forward to learn it actually. And I bought a pattern because that weekend I bought 3 patterns then, because her sales would go to the Red Cross for Ukraine. So I was happy to support, and well, I also just wanted the pattern if I'm honest, but then like yeah, have a part going to Ukraine as well. So yeah, that's everything concerning plans. I have bought a few extra things, like a long circular needle on 2.25 millimeters for socks, which would be for the lazy linen because it's such a thin yarn. I have also bought a wool cam to remove pilling. And then finally, my very ever first sock blocker. This is a metal one. It looks huge to me. It's my size. Well, I have a 38 and this is 38-39, so it should fit my size, but it looks huge, so I have to see. This is what I bought for myself because I will make lace and cable socks and I really want them to pop out. If this is good, I just will buy a second one because I think it's easier to block your socks 2 at a time instead of 1 at a time. For my husband, his shoe size wasn't available in this type, so I ordered on Etsy some wooden sock blockers, but they haven't arrived yet. So I will keep you posted on that. And then I have also bought some extra some extra needle stoppers, which I have bought at TheHappyKiwiShop. It's a fox, Minnie Mouse, doesn't really get sharp, and a black heart. And then I also bought some extra stitch markers. I just have to get the right, this is the right one. I really like, for example, this little bee. And this one is also really, really nice. I put these in pots that are empty candles actually. They are from Rituals. I had an advent calendar from Rituals, and every Sunday of the advent we got a candle, which was so nice. It smelled so nice. You couldn't put all 4 at the same time because then it would be a mess of smells, but it's so nice. I even bought the larger candles since. So Rituals and their advent calendar really convinced me about yeah, candles, because I wasn't a really big fan beforehand, but now I am. So that's actually all acquisitions. Just quickly look around so that I don't forget anything, but I'm very positive that this is everything I can show you. Yeah, I just have now the knitty chat left, I think. So if that's not for you, thank you for listening. But if you're still in for some knitty chat, this is the moment. I really want to talk about fast fashion and slow fashion. I have had some conversations on Instagram with some designers, and that there are so many new patterns coming up, like thousands of tassels, and everybody is doing something else, and that like the small designers really see that one pattern now doesn't sell that much as a pattern before 2020. So like I think the market is getting saturated, and instead of like having a real slow fashion process, it's really like more. And then the question was raised why we test knit, and yeah, why we actually wait maybe for a test knit instead of buying a pattern. And I thought about it myself, and for me it's like being part of a group. Like as I told you before, the hemming of the Farfa sleeves was not really the most pleasant thing at the beginning, And it's so nice to just curse on the designer together with other people. She's in the group as well. She doesn't mind, I think, me saying that I was cursing for 10 centimeters on her. Especially because afterwards I got the hang out of it and it works. It works fine. So she knows I didn't mind doing it. But it's fun to have the interaction. Iris Makes is actually a designer I had a chat with. She will have a knit along for her summer tops soon. So I will be joining. I'm still not sure if I will do the seashell top, which is a lace, an all-over lace top with small straps, or there is another one of which I can't remember the name, but it has lace on the bottom and it's with short sleeves. The seashell is a DK weight and the other one is a fingering. So I will just go to a local yarn shop on Saturday and see which yarn I can find in a summer type yarn, and then I will decide based on that with what I will join. So I would just say follow her and see if you want to join or not. She will have some chatty things going on as well, because she also says that it's good indeed to have the interaction and to just have the social thing as well, which is for me really important. So yeah, I think this should help to make it more into a slow fashion thing. It's for me, it's more slow fashion than my sewing. Like I sew as well. Like if I want to make a top, a summer top in sewing, depending on the type, I can make this in one evening or one day. If I look how much knitting has gone into my Farfa, I would say this is a 2-month thing. So this is definitely more slow fashion. I have been knitting for years now, and I really want to knit more during the summer this year. So I want to explore knitting in the garden, for example, on a blanket. So just a really quick extra part of me saying that I just have to leave you early, but I was actually finished saying all the stuff I wanted to say, but my husband just called and he wants me to help him with some car stuff and some things that need to be done. And yeah, it needs to be done now, so I have to stop filming. And since I only have like a few sentences more to say, which is thank you for listening and see you next time.